Good morning, it's Carrie Prince from Apollo Career Center, and this morning I am going to make for you a Caprese casserole. So I'm starting with 2 cups of crushed tomato in this kind of a saute pan, but I wanted it to have a lot of surface area. So I've got 2 cups of crushed tomatoes. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of tomato paste, some salt and pepper, and I'm gonna put in here a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. This is just bubbling. It's gonna get me all full of red. And I'm also to this then, once those are combined, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of half and half and a pinch of crushed red pepper. You can leave that out if you don't like heat. It's totally up to you. So I'm gonna let that combine. Now while that's combining, over here I've got 3 cups of shredded chicken. Can be rotisserie chicken, canned chicken, chicken you have left over from last night's dinner. That's the basis in here. And then I've got a cup of quinoa, which I cooked with 2 cups of chicken stock. Cook that on the stove according to the directions on the recipe. It just takes about 10-15 minutes. So when that is done, it almost looks like a little bit greenish, but that's because of the chicken stock. You can do plain water, but the chicken stock adds a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna add this quinoa to the shredded chicken. Combine that together. And to this, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna save the rest of that for the top of the casserole. And this is, if you've never had quinoa, it's very good. It's almost like a substitute for pasta. It's a grain, it's very good for you. So I'm gonna add this to the bottom of a 13 by 9. It makes quite a bit. All right, so I've got this spread out on the 13 by 9 casserole pan, which I have sprayed with pan spray. Now this mixture, and a saucepan would have worked better than the saute pan, but I didn't want to I wanted it to heat through quickly. So once this is combined, we're going to add this red mixture, which smells really good, on top of the quinoa mixture. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so now, almost finished. We're gonna add the rest of this mozzarella cheese to the top. The other 1/2 cup. I might have put more in than on, but that's okay. Add that, and then to this you're just gonna add some halved cherry or grape tomatoes. You don't have those, you could use just a regular tomato and cut that up. So you're just gonna add some tomato to it. That tomato will break down while you're baking it. And then this you're just gonna put into a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes until it's hot. So I pulled this out of the oven, the cheese is melted, it's heated all the way through. Now I'm gonna add some fresh basil to the top. So I've got the largest basil leaves that I could find in my pack. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll those. And what I'm doing is chiffonading, is the culinary term, this basil. And that's so that you get it into a ribbon shape without really bruising it, because basil's gonna bruise quite easily. So just gonna add some fresh basil to the top of this casserole, which will add to these Caprese flavors. And then here we are, this Caprese casserole, and it looks pretty good. Good for a cold day. This and all the recipes can be found at apollocareercenter.com, and First Edition will be right back.